Hello and welcome back to another unboxing and preview. Today we have the new Superking Limit Break Bay, which is Lucifer the End, Co-Drift. So he has the new limit break disc, which determines at what point the limit break will activate. So for Co, this is the lightest disc and it should activate on the final click before it actually bursts. So that has a couple of different effects for the gimmicks, which we'll get into. And then it also comes with a drift driver, obviously. So that is not a dash driver, not a super strong spring, but it's a really great driver. I've seen it used a lot in competitive already, for whatever competitive there is right now. But as far as people testing this go, it seems to be a really great driver, so I'm very excited to add this one to the collection. The Lucifer 2 chip as well has a lot of metal on it and that little rubber burst stopper. So I don't think it weighs as much as the Solomon chip with the metal weight or anything like that, but as far as like readily available products go, this should be a really good right spinning chip for anybody who's looking to get into building anything competitive. So overall, this is a really good bay to pick up. I can tell you that before even buying it, or before unboxing it, to playing with the bay at all. Just from everything I've seen, this is definitely a worthwhile investment if you like to play, any sort of competitively. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the box. So up top, this is the Lucifer 2 chip, and then we have the end for the ring. This is that Co-disc, and the drift driver. So here it explains the gimmicks, where it shows that what used to be the 2D chassis, that really thick, it looks like an extended wall frame. What will happen is after the limit break hits, that will drop down, exposing kind of a pink inside, which is very reminiscent of the barrier from the previous Lucifer bay. So that is free spinning, as well as the ring. You can kind of see it here. There are the 3 little points that go opposite to the triangle that Lucifer is encapsulated in, and so those are part of another ring that is also free spinning. So there's essentially 2 free spinning rings on Lucifer the End when he is in his limit broken state. And so here it also shows for the rubber piece on the, not the GT chip, but the Sparking chip. So the rubber piece there will make contact with the drift driver, or any driver that you use, creating extra resistance with the rubber there. So while it's not a dash driver, it should have pretty reasonable burst resistance because of that. Granted, you do want these bays clicking a little bit, otherwise you're never going to activate the limit break ability, which is obviously the whole point of a limit break bay. But by interchanging out the discs, which I forget what the other 2 disc names are, I don't actually own the product yet. My wife bought it for me for Christmas, so when that comes I'll open it up and we'll do a review. But yeah, those 2 discs, one clicks on the first one and will limit break, and then on the second for the other. So this is the 3rd piece to that. I really hope they come out with more of these limit break bays. It's such an interesting system. I'd love to see, like, what a Spriggan limit break bay would be, or Valkyrie or something like that. So I hope they keep making some more of these before the next system comes out for Season 6, which is early next year, so we don't have too much time to get more of these Superking bays in. So without ranting anymore, I'll go ahead and open this up and we'll take a look at the bay. So we did not get the special purple Co-disc. We just got all our regular parts, which is totally fine. This thing spins forever. From everything I've seen, it works a lot like bearing as far as... I don't know if you can hear that difference. It sounds like bearing, where something like drift sounds like bearing as opposed to Mobius. You can hear And see, that doesn't spin for very long. It seems like it doesn't have, it seems like there's a lot of friction in there stopping it, where bearing, you can see on it specifically, it actually does have the bearing, which it sounds like this has one built in there. And this one sounds a little bit deeper, but I think it might have something to do with the cage around it, so. But anyway, we'll take a look at the Lucifer ring. So let's zoom in here. So here is the end ring. This is that upper free spinning piece, and there's the lower free spinning piece. There's that pink, which is supposed to symbolize the barrier petals. Mine's awoken, so it's all come off, but you can kind of see that it pays homage to it, you know, a lot of the same shapes and geometry there. Obviously all the coloring and everything is very similar too. So here's that little gold triangle that encapsulates Lucifer. Base sits in like, there we go. There you go, then it clicks. So this one's definitely a little bit finicky to get in. I haven't got my hands on the other limit break bays yet, so I'm not sure how much worse those are. I've seen the Hyperion one used kind of, yeah, I mean, they both seem to work actually a fair bit better than this one as far as just putting it in. It seems a little trickier, but yeah, so the co-disc, these would make contact, right, and as it comes, and if it's, you know, you imagine it's actually twisted in, and as you're battling, there you go, it hits, and it all drops down. So now for the chips on these, they pop out a fair bit easier than they do on the regular sparking ones. You just kind of go from underneath, and just push up. So here you can see all the metal. The claws are painted, like these gold swipes there, but the actual purple there is all metal, and you can see the pink rubber. There's like the little, we call those rivets. Yeah, get a couple of rivets there for all the metal. And then this is interchangeable with any of the other GT chips, or sparking chips. So comparing it to the old Lucifer, it's the exact same shape, so I could put Lucifer 2 right into the variant frame, or the variant layer if I wanted to. I don't, because variant's not very good, but that is how that one goes. Yeah, wow, what a stout Beyblade. Like, it's so thick, doesn't have any room. He's just a really thick Beyblade, man. Really great looking. It feels pretty heavy. I love that drift driver. It's just like a Takara Tomy Hypersphere. It really is. It's so cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and put the stickers on. Take a look at it. Here we have the bay complete with all the stickers on it. It definitely brightens it up a lot. Before the stickers, it was all just that black and really dark gray, some purple. Now with the stickers, you have a lot of that metallic. You have a lot of green, you have a lot of regular silver. Even here, it's tough to tell, but it's green outline with the very thin silver line throughout. So it gives it a lot of dimension with just a few stickers. So they're really thin, a little bit of a pain to put on, but overall very nice. There's only the 2 on the chip, and then the rest go everywhere else. So yeah, this bait is just so thick. I love the gimmick. 2 different types of free spinning pieces. That's, I don't know, it's just neat. So let's try to line it up again. This is definitely gonna be the worst part of this bay, is getting the working with this dang limit break system. Why is that not correct? There we go. Okay, cool. So let's do some test battles and see how it performs. So for the first opponent, we will use the original variant Lucifer. Mine is Awoken. 3, 2, 1. The will ring out, and he did activate the limit break too. It doesn't look like he got clicked enough, but it's still bursted the bay. Which I did know that they'd be able to take like a really large hit, and that could trigger it. But this is my first spin with the limit break phase at all, so it was really cool. Right, so he's set. Let's try it again. 3, 2, 1. They both just really want out of that pocket. We'll try doing variant first. 3, 2, 1. Quick knockout. Mobius and Drift are being really aggressive right now, so let's try soft launching just a little bit so that Mobius isn't going all over the place. 3, 2, 1. A little better. Three, two, one. Three, two, one. Here we are. Yeah, so the drift driver is definitely going to have a bit more stamina than the Mobius driver, mostly just because of. I think it must have a bearing. I'd love to take one of these apart to take a look, but it just spins so well. 3, 2, 1. Let's try Lucifer the End against Valkyrie. Brave Valkyrie. Yeah, the green stickers definitely look really good while the base spinning too. Adds a lot more color to them. Although it doesn't look very stable right now. I feel like Brave is just going to tornado stall, hit him twice, and be done with it. That's 4 or 5 times. Let's go for that one again. There we go. Not really an honorable win, but it happened. A lot of self-ring outs for these bays. Valkyrie angled just underneath him. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I expect Valkyrie's probably going to continue to win these matchups as long as he doesn't get booted out of the stadium. I think the same thing is probably going to be true for this new Lucifer as the old one, where he's really good against left spinning bays and less so against right. So, try it again. tilted. So it takes Valkyrie being launched poorly and first for my win. Oh, Drift really does move. Oh, good win. Last one. First real stable one. Would have been nice if I could get Valkyrie off right away. Did limit break him there. Again, only about halfway through, which isn't enough really to trigger that. It does take that extra couple clicks there. Next up, against Longness. Oh, huge hit. I don't know if that counts as a win for for Lucifer or for Longness, because I feel like Longness kind of revived Lucifer there. 3, 2, 1. Nice hits. Being an opposite spin battle, and that Lucifer is a defense type versus the attack type Longness, Lucifer should win these. He hasn't broken from regular contact yet either, just been from the ring outs. 3, 2, 1. The self ring out. Never fun. I'm going to try soft launching Lucifer, see if that helps. Ooh, nice little ring out there. Win for Lucifer. Go again. 3, 2, 1. He's taking all the hits pretty well. And we all know Rage is definitely a really strong attacker. Yeah. Lucifer wins that standing up. Very impressive life after death. Death on Lucifer. Last battle is going to be Lucifer the End versus World Sprigand in left spin mode. 3, 2, 1. Unite Dash is moving around pretty good, and Drift is staying relatively stable. And I do have 2B in the free spinning mode, so kind of mirroring the End a little bit as far as that ability goes. And yeah, Lucifer should definitely take this. Again, even just the fact that it's against a left spin, with Drift it has such great life after death that it should win, even if it has a type disadvantage. Just being opposite spin should help. So 3, 2, 1. And the switch rolls. And the rubber on Unite Dash should keep Spriggan from taking any really huge hits, having any gigantic recoil and go flying everywhere. Between that and the loose 2B, just shedding off some hits, he should put up a pretty good fight. And then we'll move him over to attack mode. Yeah, Lucifer definitely took that, no problem. So let's put it in attack mode, and then we'll change it to right spin attack mode. Three, two, one. Both of these bays are like perfect circles. Both very, very round bays. I'm not going to deal gigantic hits. Yeah, they'll mostly sit here in the center and do this gear thing for a little bit. I don't think this matchup would get very interesting until we switch Spriggan over into right mode, which we should do that now. Because it seems pretty irrelevant whether the chassis is in the free spin or if it's locked in. If he's in left spin mode, I think Lucifer should win that out every time. So we'll go right spin attack. Three, two, one. So yeah, there you go. You can already hear it's a much harder hit. Just the directions that they're spinning and the attack chassis for 2B now. Yeah, he's going down real quick. Yeah, looks like spin forever there. So let's put Spriggan in first. Spriggan has a lot of staying power against this. Like really giving it a good launch. Again, it doesn't have any great attack points on the layers, so maybe no matter how hard you launch it, it wouldn't really matter too much because it couldn't deliver like a good enough blow to knock it out. So I'm not sure how playing the end in any sort of competitive setting against another right spinning bay would work out. How you're going to mitigate or just kind of schedule those losses. 3, 2, 1. Try that again. Yeah, this one's not going to be very fair. You're just going to tornado stall. Alright, so you just have to cheat. If you just let Spriggan sit in the arena for a minute and then launch your Lucifer, you should win every time. 3, 2, 1. Those hits sound really good, but it's all just up against the wall that is the end. And down he goes. So for Lucifer the End, exactly as I thought, really, really cool bay. Has all the same problems as Variant Lucifer, as far as he's great against left spin bays, less so against right spin. Mobius is a lot easier to control than Drift is on the new Lucifer, so be wary of that. It seems like it's a fair bit of a better driver, but now having access to both, if you play in like the 5G format or you just use like 3, there's all sorts of different formats that limit the amount of copies that you can use, and having access to both of them, obviously they are both different drivers, but they can serve similar purposes. So having access to 2 different types of drivers like that's really nice, especially in combination with something like, you have Bearing or Eternal. You have lots of different options there. So there's a lot of good parts that come in this Beyblade. Definitely makes it a worthy purchase, even if the Beyblade itself isn't, very competitive out of the box or anything. All the pieces are. Thank you again for watching the video. Please like the video, comment on it, and subscribe to the channel. Every little bit really helps out. If you have anything else that you'd like me to test, any other products you want me to review, any other games you want me to talk about, please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to do so. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.